Hello and welcome to KLM Institute.
Today, we bring you a breaking update on the ongoing trade war between the United States and China, which is entering a new and intense phase. Let's dive into the latest developments that are making global headlines. The trade tensions between the world's two largest economies, the US and China, have escalated dramatically. Just a day after US President Donald Trump signed off on an unexpected amendment raising tariffs on Chinese imports, China has made a powerful move of its own. In a retaliatory response, China announced an 84% tariff on U.S. goods, effective April 10, 2025. This is a significant increase from the 34% tariff China had previously planned, marking a sharp escalation in the trade dispute. This new move by China is directly linked to Trump's decision to impose a massive 104% tariff on imports from China. These new tariffs aim to counter what the U.S. sees as unfair trade practices, particularly in sectors such as technology and manufacturing. With these actions, a fresh round of tariff warfare is underway. If you watched our last video, we discussed the U.S.'s imposition of a 104% tariff on Chinese imports, and now, in retaliation, China has fired back with an 84% tariff on U.S. goods. This back-and-forth action is fueling fears about the long-term impacts on global markets, especially the World Stock Exchange. But will this trade war destroy the world stock market? While it's impossible to predict the future with certainty, the ripple effects are already being felt. Increased tariffs raise the cost of goods and services, disrupt supply chains, and create uncertainty. As a result, markets tend to react negatively to such unpredictability. For businesses that depend on trade between the US and China, especially in the technology and manufacturing sectors, these actions can lead to significant losses. China's response isn't just about tariffs. In addition to the new tariffs, the Chinese government has blacklisted 12 U.S. companies, citing national security concerns and export control reasons. These companies, including American Photonics and Novotech, are now banned from exporting sensitive technologies to China. Furthermore, 6 additional U.S. companies have been placed on China's unreliable entity list, which means they will face restrictions and possible penalties when doing business with China. Companies like Shield AI and Sierra Nevada Corporation are now prohibited from engaging in import and export activities with China, and they can no longer make investments in the country. This latest escalation in the trade war comes after Trump's administration had already raised tariffs by 50% on Chinese goods in retaliation for what it calls unfair trade practices. The U.S. continues to face a massive trade deficit with China, importing nearly 3 times the value of goods that it exports to the country. According to U.S. trade data, in 2024, Chinese exports to the U.S. amounted to around $440 billion, while American exports to China were just $145 billion. The Chinese Ministry of Commerce has made it clear that it is prepared to take further countermeasures if the U.S. continues to escalate the situation. China has even filed a new complaint with the World Trade Organization (WTO), urging the global trade body to intervene and stop the U.S. from escalating the conflict further. According to the Chinese government, these new tariffs will not only harm China but will also hurt the U.S. economy in the long run, further deepening the trade imbalance. At the heart of this trade war, both nations are standing firm. While many countries around the world are still negotiating with the U.S. to avoid similar tariff hikes, China has shown no intention of backing down. Beijing has repeatedly emphasized that it is willing to fight to the end against what it sees as unfair tariffs imposed by the U.S. This trade war is impacting businesses globally, particularly those in the tech and manufacturing industries. Companies relying on supply chains between the US and China are facing disruptions, and the global economy is bracing for even more uncertainty. So, what does this mean for the future? The situation remains highly volatile, with no clear resolution in sight. As these two economic giants continue to clash, the consequences of this trade war will likely ripple across the global market, affecting everything from consumer prices to international trade policies. The stock market's reaction to these ongoing developments could be unpredictable, and businesses worldwide are waiting to see how the situation unfolds. Stay tuned to KLM Institute for more updates on this ongoing situation. We'll keep you informed with the latest developments. Thanks for joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful news on global affairs.